Hard to believe, isn't it, that it's already week 4 in this very fast-moving course, this 8-week course, and we're up to learning module number 3. And I want to do 2 things today, and then you'll hear again from me next week. All right. Today I want to talk about the upcoming projects, because you only have 2 weeks to work on them, and they're a little bit bigger than what you're accustomed to. Okay. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about assessment. How do I assess things, and how will I particularly be assessing the upcoming projects? And I want to kind of explain to you the relationship between assessment and learning, and the relationship between assessment, learning, and the rest of your life, okay, which of course is what this class is about, what going to Tri University is about. I'm sitting here looking at the learning module, is what I'm looking at, and there are 4 discussions again. I think you'll find them interesting. There's one on feminism. I know that's a fun topic. There's another one on women in the Bible, which is kind of a sensitive topic. There's one on race and ethnicity. And then there's a discussion on elderly, all right? And I know all of you have elderly parents, and of course one day you all are going to be elderly, okay? And you certainly hope there's somebody there to help you out when you get there, okay? You have quite a few choices for projects this time for the way I assess you at the end of this unit. Essentially, you could choose a very interesting group project, which is like a field research. It's you create your own case study, actually. I'll go on that in a minute. Or you can make a video. I had one student make a video last semester very, very effectively, and did it on aging. It came out very well. He didn't have much trouble with it at all, and he got resources from trying to help him with it. Okay, so there were plenty of people trying, and the learning module directs you to those resources. So if you want to be thinking about a video, you need to start soon. You need to go check out a video camera. Okay, you go to the library and do that. If you want to do the project where you go to do the case study, it's really fun. I think it's self-explanatory, but you get to go to a low-end department store like Alco's, what we have in North Manchester. You all probably have Dollar General in your area, okay? And then you need to go to an upscale store like Penny's, which is that upscale, or Macy's, which is more upscale, okay? Or Elder Beerman, all right? And compare like Alco shoppers and Alco merchandise and Alco advertising versus the more upscale shoppers and advertising. And I can send you, if you want to do a case study, let me know, and I'll send you the format on what a case study is supposed to look like. So that's 2 projects. I call them group projects. You're not required to do them as a group. If you want to, you may. Okay, this is a small class, so you all probably don't know each other as well. The summer classes are generally small. Then the 3rd choice is a research paper. And I know, research paper, okay. It's just 5 pages plus the document, plus the works cited or bibliography. And I give you quite a few choices there as to what the research paper is about. Okay, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4 different choices as to what you'd actually write a research paper about. So I'd like for you to be thinking now, because all of it going to take planning. 2 weeks is not a long time to do a video. It's not a long time to do a case study. It's certainly not a long time to do a research paper, even though this one's not particularly long. So I want to segue into assessment then. Assessing the case study will be done basically on how thorough you were, how observant you were, okay, and I'll give you the form and how to do that. The movie's a little harder to assess. Once again, I can assess you on your level of engagement. I know when you're engaged or not, okay. I know when you've done a thorough job. I know those kinds of things, okay. I can tell when you're really, really into it. If you're into it, you're going to get a good grade. That's no problem, okay. Research paper is a little different. It needs to be written well. It needs to be written in paragraphs, okay. You need to really see the paragraphs real clearly. And I want to relate this to how you learn throughout your entire life and how you express yourself in the written word in any kind of academic or professional setting. You need to understand is people don't care about your opinion, okay? They don't care what you're thinking. I know this is really, how hurtful thing I just said, right? But really, we don't care. Opinions are dime a dozen, right? They have no inherent value to them, all right? But what counts is how well supported your opinion is. Then that becomes a supported argument. That becomes analysis, all right? So anytime you write something, you have to show the reader how you arrived at that analysis. How did you arrive at that opinion? How did you arrive at that point? This is why you write paragraph by paragraph. And this is why every paragraph then needs to have what's called support in it. Now let me briefly tell you, there's several different kinds of support. And for the last assignment, all of you did very well with doing what I call anecdotal evidence. It is evidence, it's anecdotes. An anecdote is a short story. Okay, and we all have little short stories about our lives, about our friends, and we use those to help illustrate a point we're making. We use those to show the reader how we, arrived at this opinion, okay? Because those stories sort of illustrate, support, show the reader how that opinion works, okay? It shows the reader that your opinion is pretty decent, all right? Because you saw this stuff happening, and this is, you can talk about it, okay? Well, that's one kind of evidence. That's good evidence, all right? But it's not enough. It's not enough for an academic or professional argument, okay? You have to also show how that anecdote and how that opinion works with the rest of the body of knowledge about that same topic, okay? And don't forget, there are many people out there that are experts on many, many things. Now, experts too are a dime a dozen. I understand that, all right? But what you do is you go to the research, you do some authoritative, qualitative research, right? You go to your Trine library, you go to good journals, you go to good documentation, good textbooks like we have here, and you use that material within those paragraphs to actually show the reader why that anecdote you just told is more than just an anecdote, how it really illustrates a larger truth, okay? Because don't forget, just because one thing happened to you one time, that doesn't make it a universal truth. That just means that happened to you, okay? So you have to, anecdotes are great. They're very useful in papers. They're very useful in business papers, real life. They're miniature case studies is what an anecdote is, okay? But you need this other material from this great body of knowledge from many, many people who've thought about these issues, talked about these issues, studied these issues, researched these issues, like I've shown you, like the textbook shows you how to do research, okay? That's what creates a supported argument, and that's what a research paper is. A research paper is not an encyclopedia entry, just dumping the data down, okay? It's not a data dump. Very often in high school you get away with writing data dumps. You just combine 3 or 4 books and say, there's the topic. No, you're supposed to make meaning of all this topic, this material. You're supposed to analyze it. You're supposed to tell the reader what all this actually adds up to, okay? And you have to do that, one, by you express your opinion, but your opinion becomes analysis rather than opinion when you have the support. And the support can be in the form of the anecdotes, which are like miniature case studies, okay? But they also have to have the expert commentary. What do the experts have to say about this? I mean, literally, quote some. And then what does the textbook have to say about this? Use that, quote some commentary for the textbook. And then thirdly, what is the research, the kind of facts and figures that are accumulated by doing studies that are described in the textbook, okay? And this is very useful in all of life. That you don't want to go through life being an opinionated person, right? That was right? Who cares? Okay, we don't need any more Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh does very well. He's soaked up that entire audience. He's soaked up all that money. That's fine. Okay, you don't want to be another one of him. Okay, you want to be somebody who's reasoned, who works from experience, who works from knowledge, who's not afraid to accumulate knowledge, who's not afraid to accumulate new information, find new evidence. All right, and then you create these supported opinions, which are really analysis. They're opinions that have merit. They're opinions that are worth something. They're opinions that help build you not only as a human being, okay, and a successful mother, a successful father, a successful individual, and a successful person in the workplace, because you've put together this body of knowledge and said, hey, look, this is what all this means. I've learned this. You don't have to spend all the time learning this. You've got it now. Here it is. I know what I'm talking about. I can prove to you I know what I'm talking about. Let's do this, okay? And that becomes a very useful kind of a technique in life, all right? And that's what I'm trying to show you with these assignments. And that's what the textbook, what sociology tries to show you, and of course what college tries to show you. Bottom line, critical thinking, it works, it makes you successful, it helps you move on in life to get to the location you want to be at. Hey, I better quit yakking on because these things get really large, okay? Hey, thanks for paying attention. Appreciate it.